Psalm 50. The NRSV entitles this one The Acceptable Sacrifice. The Mighty One, God, the Lord, speaks and summons the earth from the rising of the sun to its setting. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, God shines forth. Our God comes and does not keep silence. Before him is a devouring fire and a mighty tempest all around him. He calls the heavens above and to the earth that he may judge his people. Gather to me, my faithful ones, who made a covenant with me by sacrifice. The heavens declare his righteousness, for God himself is judge. Hear, O my people, and I will speak. O Israel, I will testify against you. I am God, your God. Not for your sacrifices do I rebuke you. Your burnt offerings are continually before me. I will not accept a bull from your house or goats from your folds, for every wild animal of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds of the air, and all that moves in the field is mine. If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world and all that is in it is mine. Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Offer to God a sacrifice of thanksgiving and pay your vows to the Most High. Call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you shall glorify me. But to the wicked, God says, what right have you to recite my statutes or take my covenant on your lips? For you hate discipline, and you cast my words behind you. You make friends with a thief when you see one, and you keep company with adulterers. You give your mouth free rein for evil, and your tongue frames deceit. You sit and speak against your kin. You slander your own mother's child. These things you have done, and I have been silent. That you thought that I was one just like yourself, but now I rebuke you and lay the charge before you. Mark this then, and you who forget God, or I will tear you apart, and there will be no one to deliver. Those who bring thanksgiving as their sacrifice honor me. To those who go the right way, I will show the salvation of God. And it's one of those psalms that isn't exactly the warmest and cheeriest of them. But what really captured me was the title that the translators give it, The Acceptable Sacrifice. And then the deeper sense of it, of what is it that ultimately God is looking for from us? Talks about the sacrifice of thanksgiving, sacrifice of lives that reflect who God is. Just this morning, I read something from a representative in the state of Ohio saying that he wasn't willing to wear a mask because he is created in the image and likeness of God, and therefore to wear a mask would be covering up that image and likeness. There's an unwillingness on his part to make a sacrifice that honors the image and likeness of God in someone else. There's been a lot of talk about this COVID-19 time, about that we're at war with this virus. And I remember the stories of my grandparents about the sacrifices they had to make when they were at war against Germany and the Axis powers in World War II. The sacrifices that were necessary on the part of everybody, not just those who went and fought, but everybody back at home as well. And that's one of the things this whole time reminds me of, is how interconnected we are, and what I do affects you, and what you do affects me, what we do affects others, and what others do affects us. God desires from us is a willingness to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of others. That doesn't always mean giving our life, but it may mean that we wear a mask when we're in a store, It may mean that we give up something that makes us comfortable so that someone else might feel safe. The acceptable sacrifice.